This story starts in September of 2013. I finished up my Air Force career at Beale Air Force Base in Northern California, and then was hired at Southwest Airlines and started flying with them. And my family and I, we had just moved to Loveland, and I was taking a shower after a hard day of work, moving boxes around the houses, getting furniture set up, and I noticed a small bump in my right underarm. Didn't think anything of it. I thought it was like a pulled muscle or muscle spasm or something. No pain, no discomfort of any kind. Made an appointment, and the doctor poked and prodded around my right underarm and said, "Oh, Zach, you have an enlarged lymph node. It's doing what lymph nodes do. You could let it go away on its own, or we could do surgery. You know, it's an outpatient thing. You'll come in the morning, just make a little incision, take the lymph node out, and you'll be at home mowing the lawn in the afternoon." And this is where I think God started taking over right then and there, because these words came out of my mouth and I could not put them back in as soon as I said them, but I said, "Surgery. I've never had surgery before. Let's do surgery." I am one of the most metaphobic, needle phobic, I don't like hospitals, don't like doctors or anything. And I was driving home and I called my wife and I told her that I'm having surgery. And she was speechless. That's just something that I would never say. I went in for surgery. It was very routine is what they told me. And that was supposed to be it. So fast forward 2 days later, the phone rang, and it was my surgeon calling me. And they go, "Zach, are you sitting down?" And my surgeon proceeds to tell me that they got the biopsy back, and it's been double, triple checked, and it's confirmed that they took out 2 lymph nodes, and they were full of stage 4 metastasized melanoma. I had no clue what that meant. And so I told my surgeon, "Well, hey, I'm going to be out of town for a few days and I'll be back. We can knock this stuff out." And my surgeon stopped me in the middle of that saying, No, Zach, you're not going to go anywhere. I suggest you spend some time with your family. We'll come up with a plan for you, for your family, and we're going to do everything we can for you." So I hung the phone up. I went into the office because I had no clue what was going on. And I remember just looking up stage 4 metastasized melanoma in a lymph node or in your lymph system. So that's when the wheels kind of came off. Everything I read, to put it concisely in a nutshell, was I had more than likely 6 to 9 months to live. So then, as I was sitting at the computer reading this, my girls were in preschool. They weren't even first grade yet, and they were running up and down the hallway, and my son was at home, and my wife was talking with the kids. And it was really hard to come to grips thinking that you have 6 to 9 months to live. I had zero control over this, like no control. And I could have $100 million in my checking account. Doesn't matter. There's nothing I can do to affect what I was reading. So after reading all that, I got up out of the office and walked out of the office, and it was sort of a surreal experience. Like I looked at my kids for the first time again. It's hugged them, looked at my wife again. Just like, wow, it was so powerful, so crazy. So now I kind of understood the gravity of the situation and what it meant to spend time with my family, quality time. So that was a Thursday afternoon. So my wife and I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to spend praying. I thought I've prayed for things before, but all of those things, as serious as they were, you had a certain level of control over. This, though, there was no answer. This had to be a God thing. It really did. And so during those 3 days leading up to me going to the hospital for all these treatments, I really had time to reflect on, and God showed me, well, Zach, things are good. You know, these are the things you value, your top 10 list on what you spend your time on, what you think about, what you plan for. And those top 10 things, they don't matter. They're not important. So God showed me. He showed me, these are your top 10 priorities. This is how things need to happen, and what you need to be spending your time on, and what is truly important in life. Coming out of that weekend, even though I still had the diagnosis, definitely from a spiritual, emotional standpoint, I was much more healthy. So Monday morning, I go to the hospital. I was there for several hours, and they run every kind of lab test they could. I went back home, and a few hours later, I got the phone call, and my surgeon was kind of sounding a little unsure of what was going on, but she said that all the results came back negative for every test that I did on Monday. Tuesday morning, I went in for the full body PET CT scan. That all came back negative. The next day, the brain MRI, negative. Ocular melanoma, negative. By day 2, I knew that for whatever reason, God had healed me. And they could not find cancer anywhere in my body, which physiologically speaking is, from the doctors I've talked to, the oncologists and nurses, is an impossibility. I kind of felt led that as a husband and father that I needed to do some type of follow-on treatment, to prevent a recurrence, of some type perhaps. And so that was actually like an extended vacation. I had close to 0 side effects, and my wife actually had to take time from her work. So we basically had 10 months where we were just spent time together as a family. Nobody had commitments. Nobody had a job to go to. It was so amazing to have every day at home for that time. And through another small miracle, we got word back from the FAA that I was going to get a medical and then I could go back to work. So that entire process was about 18 months total time. And I can tell you for several different reasons, I'm probably one of the few people that would say this, and I can say this because I thank God for it, is that I'm happy that I went through that because the time with my family and my life is so much richer. Things are not just good, they are truly great. And that's all from God. It totally is. God has a purpose for my life. I need to live with intentionality and an awareness and being open to where God's at work. So, not done yet. Whatever it is He's got me here for, I still haven't accomplished it. But now it's something bigger. It's something better.